If you ask me at this point in time about me liking somebody and who would I pick, I don't have like a definitive answer for you, but I do have some idea of what I want. First of all, I hate to ruin it to you, but I'm not a relationship person. Does that mean like I like to cheat? No. It means that I'm currently at a point in my life where I don't really want to be romantic with anybody, and I think it's okay. Like I get asked a lot, like, "Oh, is there anyone special in your life right now, or are you planning to start a family?" Like that idea, it's just not me. Like having a family, having kids, I just don't ever see it happening, and I'm okay with that decision. Just like some people will say they're okay with just having one kid, even though they've been asked, like, "Oh, that kid should have a sibling," and they're like, "Nope, I'm one and done." The same idea. Now you might be like, "Oh, so you don't plan on being in a relationship?" I don't know at this point. But the whole family idea is just not for me, to be personally honest. So, if we go into people, I honestly think that just knowing a person is extremely difficult, right? Because you might know someone, but they have a really high chance of changing. And that's normal. People change. If you ask me, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago because I've changed. My mind has definitely been more developed. Something I got into a conversation recently with my mom was about age. And what I'm about to say, I hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to say and not take it literally. I said to my mom that I wouldn't date anyone younger than me. Okay. And don't think like 12 or something. I don't mean like that. I mean like younger, right? It means 18. Let's go with that age. Because if you asked me where I was or where my brain was when I was 18 and 19, I was not solidified. Meaning, yes, I'm considered an adult. Yes, I am not the government or my parents' responsibility anymore. But I was still lost. Like 19, lost. 20, lost. And so I feel like you can't be developed or like clicked at that age. Like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. So, for example, there was a point in my life where everything just clicked. Like, what I wanted to do, who I am, being less afraid. Even this year, when I went through my whole job change, I went on interviews and I like expressed myself. I felt way more confident. For me, that was 2020. Like, my brain just clicked. At that point, I was like, okay, I know what I want. I know where I'm headed. And this is where I say, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. So, for example, I'm going to bring a random age group. If someone was, let's say, 35, for example, I don't think that 35-year-old should be dating an 18-year-old. Okay? I don't see 18-year-olds being mature. Right? In the sense that you might meet some 18-year-olds who are mature, but I don't think they know who they are. Like, figuring out yourself and just making sure everything clicks is definitely a process. And I think, like, I know some people who are way older than 35 and you can tell like their life hasn't clicked for them yet. So it could be the reverse too, right? Like, you can be dating someone who's very older than you, very older, much older than you, but they still haven't gotten their life together. Like they don't know what they want to be, or what, I don't want to say what their purpose is, because maybe somebody might say, to figure out my purpose is a long journey that hasn't been discovered yet. But it's that moment that just clicks. Like, it's so hard to describe it in words, but there should be a moment where you feel like, okay, I know who I am. Like, you're a serial killer, then you know who you are. But again, it's very debatable, right? Because there are some people who with complex personalities when they're already young, right? We have also serial killers when they're children or, teenagers. So, but me, yeah, I just don't see myself dating someone who's 18. I'm sorry. 19, I don't see it. I think what's a little bit much better or more acceptable is if you're like 18 and you're dating someone who's like 18 or 19 or whatever around the age group, and then you guys grow together. That might be better. But I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people who I've been around that age group when I was younger, meaning like they were dating like either during high school or during college. It's either, yeah, they got married and they're like high school sweethearts, so I think it does work out in some sense, or they break up. So it's really 50-50. Like, either it's gonna work out or it's just not gonna work out. It's very sad when it doesn't work out though, because I remember like this couple, like this power couple throughout college, and like you would think, oh, they're gonna get married, blah blah blah. And next thing you know, after college ended, they broke up like immediately, and they both went their separate ways, and they each got a new partner, which I think was crazy also. It's like, how can you be with someone with those blah, blah, tongue twister? How could you be with someone for so long and then just say bye and then move on? That blows my mind. There's two singers. I don't want to call them singers. One's a singer, one's a rapper that I followed a long time ago, like 12 years ago. And they were just beginning their journey. And it was obvious those two were dating. And they had like a chemistry that was, I don't know, it was just good. Like, they were living together, like you can tell. That they were compatible, and then out of the blue, they just ended it, and they went their separate ways, and now they're both married with different people, and they have children with their new partners. Like, sometimes that just blows my mind. Like, how can you just end a really long relationship and then just move on like super quick? Like, for example, like, you're dating maybe someone for 7 years and then you're ending it, and then next thing you know, next month you find somebody new. I don't understand how that works. And I see a lot of celebrities do it too. Like, they would date someone really long, break up, find someone new, and next thing you know, they're marrying them like under 5 years. So I think it goes to say that the mind can be chaotic, right? It can run in turmoils. Like, you don't know how the mind operates. And I think the more, how do I say it? The more tragedies or the more hardships you experience in life, the better shaped up you are. Because I feel like all these people who've been through relationships and then they moved on super quickly, is like they're trying to fill the gap, right? It's like, you're covering something with a band-aid, but it's not a permanent fix. I think they're just looking for some way to stabilize their mind. And that's someone I wouldn't go for. Like, if you're looking for a quick fix or a way to stabilize, it's a short-term thing, right? If something bad happened to me, I need to figure out how to get myself grounded, in the sense that I can say, okay, this happened, now I need to take it slow and fix myself, but not like rush and fill that gap and hole that I have. I'm filming on my bed because I'm in lazy mode. But that's just my thing. And I want to kind of say that I prefer quiet men, but quiet men doesn't mean like, they're all good or they're all quiet. It could mean that they don't show their true colors unless it's like, behind closed doors kind of vibe. So I can definitely 100% say that I prefer personality a lot more. The way your mind thinks, the way you express yourself, the emotions you have. I'm looking for human-like qualities. Like, I was telling my parents that I have gotten to a point in my life where I can look at somebody and I can see the light, like, not in their eyes anymore. And when I see that, it's kind of scary because I understand that some things happen to you, but when that light is not in your eyes anymore, it's like, who have you become? Like, either you're away from the world, you're trying to separate yourself, meaning you're just numb to the pain, or you become a monster, and that's pretty scary. And I've been seeing a lot of people with the lights just shut off in their eyes, and it really tells me, like, where are we headed? Which direction are we going in, right? And there are some people who just, like, they have the sparks and they're very animated, and they really brighten up your world, right? But then the question becomes, when those people encounter something challenging or something that might turn their lights off, who do they become, right? It's like abusers, I think, in some sense. I think that's what really happens. Like, you meet somebody, you're like, oh, they're so amazing, so nice, and something happens, or maybe they change, like a catalyst, and the light just turns off in their eyes, and who knows who they become anymore. They become like some monster. I forgot to turn off my phone. But I think the person that I really would enjoy is someone who can keep their cool. Because I'm definitely that person. I've been through a lot, like most people, right? In the end of the day, I can keep myself sane. Of course, if, an illness strikes, then I guess I'm not immune to it, but I try to keep my cool, and it's not easy. So I understand when people completely crumble or they cave in. It's just something that you just gotta develop. I just don't even know how to say you can develop it. It's the mind, right? If you have your boss terrorizing you every single day, can you show up to work every single day and be like, I'm gonna be strong, I'm gonna deal with this, right? In my case, I would just say, bye, I'm leaving. Like, I can't care less. Because it's true, when someone terrorizes you, you're not gonna, keep that wall or dam. It's gonna break, and you don't know what it's gonna break. It can break your mind, it can break your spirits. Yeah. Regardless, I see people, that's what I'm saying, when I made that audio before about the way you type is the way, like, it reflects who you are. It's very true, and your personality also reflects who you are. The thing that sucks is that you can show who you are, but maybe you're someone completely different. But that you got to figure out also. You have to see the clues. And for me, it's looking for the light in your eyes. And if I don't see it, then you're going to just be a hi, how you doing kind of person to me, and we're just going to move on our day. But yeah. Anyways, it is Sunday night. I have to go bed probably like in an hour and 30 minutes. So I want to wrap up this audio. And truthfully, I don't know. Like, I want to play some games, but at the same time, I want to watch something. It sucks. There's not enough time in this world. But, yeah. I do have some life updates that I kind of want to mention, and maybe next month. Yeah. This is a very rambly audio, but it's really how I feel. So I guess the big takeaway is don't lose sight of yourself. That's something really important. It's hard. I feel like life gets harder as I get older, but you gotta be strong. Right? It's not impossible. I'm going to get better at answering comments also. I read them actually. It's just, or I say this a million times, like I read my comments. Replying is what's exhausting. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I read it. Not to reply, and I don't reply. But I'm replying mentally when I read it. Yeah. All right. So I will leave you all off and till the next audio. Peace out.